What's shaking, guys? My name is Luke Dancy. It is Tuesday, and we are live with you here on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. My name is Luke Dancy. I am back again. I took a little break last week. I needed a little vacay time, but I am back with you, and I'm not alone today. I have a special guest with me today. His name is Mr. Matt Fore. He is a professional entertainer, more specifically a magician. This man has done it all. He has traveled the world. He has created an awesome course that we're going to talk about today, because one of the big questions that we do get asked a lot is, okay, I have all this magic. I love performing, but now I want to take it to the next level. I want to make some money with magic. And a lot of people always ask me when we do these, how can I make a living with magic? You know, what are some tips? What are the ways? Maybe you're a hobbyist and you want to jump into being a professional. Today, you're going to get some good information from Mr. Matt Fore. And you're also going to learn where you can pick up this brand new course of his. So we'll be picking his brain here in just a little bit. But along the way, I do want to give some shout outs to some of my friends that are out there watching us live right now. I see you guys out there over on YouTube. What's up, J.A. Magic? I see you, Evan. Nice to see you, Evan. Mike J., how we doing? Ultimate Card Tricks, how we doing? Nice to see you again. All right, so those are a few of our YouTube friends just trickling in here. We did just kick things off, so it's nice to see some of you out there. I'm also going to pop over to our Facebook page. And speaking of Facebook, if you guys are watching on our Facebook page, don't forget to click the share button, especially if you know you have some friends out there that have always wanted to find a way to make money with magic. Maybe they're kind of on the fence. Maybe they want to go from just performing part-time to full-time. This is going to be a great show for you guys today. Very excited to have this guest on with us. So if you have some friends out there that you think might find this stuff interesting, I definitely think that you might want to share this one. It's going to be a good show. And I got to tell you, this is what's fun for me today. This guy, Matt Fore, I remember seeing him when I was just probably a teenager, when I was living back in Charlotte, North Carolina. I remember his lecture very well. Walked away laughing my butt off, but also learning a lot. That's why I'm glad to bring him here today for you guys, all right? I do want to give some shout-outs to some of our Facebook friends. What's up, Rob Dodge? Nice to see you as always. Yes, great to see you, sir, back in the house. Bob Miller, always a pleasure, Bob. Nice to see you. Jacob Anderson, nice to see you. Tim Silva, good to see you, Tim. All right. A lot of good friends out there. And I know we'll have a lot of other friends popping in along the way, too. Alex, nice to see you, sir. TJ, good to see you, too. All right. So Daniel Ricks, what's up? Good to see you, sir. All right. So keep this going, guys. If you have any questions for me along the way, you know that we're watching this live with you, keeping up with what you're doing, and we'll jump to some questions. But up first, I'm going to run a trailer for you. This is Matt Fore, kind of giving you the overview of what this course is that he's put together. This is called the Entertainers Marketing Academy. And this is a full course on how to literally go from 0 to 100 with your magic and performing. This is good stuff. And I'm going to let him get into more of the meat of the why he created this. It's a great story. And I know that you're going to enjoy this. And you're going to enjoy Matt. He's a hilarious guy, so get ready to laugh. So kick back, relax. I'm going to throw this on for you real quick. This is a look at Matt giving you kind of an overview. And then when I come back, he'll be live with me to answer some questions and to tell you more about this brand new exciting course. All right? So hang tight, guys. Kick back, relax. We are back. We are live. It's good to see all of you. We'll be right back.
First of all, a huge thank you for watching this video. I'm going to make it worth your while. My name is Matt Fore. I'm the founder of the Entertainers Marketing Academy. You might have heard of it. I also write for Success.com, Entrepreneur.com, and the Huffington Post. I'm not primarily a marketing teacher. I'm a full-time comedy magician. That's all I've done for 25 years, and I want to teach you what I do to book the gigs. Hey, in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 money-making strategies that you can apply to your business now. Are you frustrated with your marketing? Most entertainers are, because they're doing a lot of things that don't work. Mass mailings, email blasts, cold calls, tons of money on websites and advertising, and it's just not working for them. The Entertainers Marketing Academy is a proven and time-tested system. It is step-by-step, easy to follow, and you can do it. The testimonials that we get from entertainers around the country are over the top. Some come from emails. Sometimes entertainers just call and say, "Thank you for teaching me this." And some testimonials come from the live conference that we did. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Glenn Strange, and I'm here at Matt Fore's marketing seminar. I'm having the time of my life. I spent 20 or 30 years buying every CD, DVD, everything I can about marketing, and nothing is as great as this little get-together. When you leave here, you'll be able to apply this stuff the next day and start noticing the difference in your business.
Dave says, we feel like we have a method now or a plan. Do you feel like you need a method or a plan to your marketing, or are you just going around in circles? One of the best things about the Entertainers Marketing Academy is that you don't have to be a techie guru. You don't have to have a great business mind. Just listen, follow the instructions, and take action. Are you ready? Here we go with action step 1. Always have a PS. Why? Because people don't read anymore, they scan. A PS says, look at me, pay attention. Here's what we do. Repeat your call to action in the PS. Think about what is the main thing that you want to communicate with your reader. Whether it is an email, one sheet, a flyer, whatever it is, summarize it in a very short sentence, put it in the PS. That's what your readers are going to find. That may seem like a simple strategy. You try that and see what happens. Al says, after I took the course, I had the best season ever. Here's another. Just one tip is worth the investment. Are you ready for action step 2? Watch this first.
Hello, my name is Kevin Lyons. I am here at Matt Fore's Entertainment Academy. Wow, what can I say? Wow. It has been fantastic. Worth every penny. I think he has done a marvelous job. He's helped me personally as well. I've been one of his clients before, and that's why I'm here again.
Action step number 2, look up your past clients. I want you to make a list of 10 to 20 clients you have not called on in 1 to 5 years and call them up. We call this a non-sales related phone call because we're not selling anything. We want to know, are you still alive? Are you in the same position? Do you have the same email, the same phone number, the same address? We do this because conversations open up opportunities. Now, in our live conference, we did this as an exercise. I sent the guys out, gave them 30 minutes, and they were a little nervous about it, but when they came back into the class, it was electric. We had more stories to tell than we had time. A couple of guys booked gigs on the spot. Others had new appointments, new opportunities. In the Entertainers Marketing Academy, I teach you how to do this step by step, and you can follow it. This is an exciting strategy. Give this a try. You're going to be surprised at the results.
Hi, this is Marty Hahn from Branson, Missouri. We've had a great weekend. We're learning, not only learning in class, but going out and actually hands-on using the strategies here at the seminar. In fact, we had to make some phone calls yesterday, and I actually booked a show while I was right here, which more than paid for the entire trip. Hands down, the best marketing teacher for entertainers.
Greg says, I recouped my investment the very first week. Hey, are you ready for action step 3? Here we go. Action step number 3, approach people differently. You get up in the morning, you check your email, delete, delete, delete. You get mail, you throw it away. You get phone calls, you don't answer them. Why do people not respond to marketing? Because they have no interest in it. Everybody's talking about their self. Suppose you got an email that said, here's my newsletter. Are you going to open that? Probably not. Here's 20% off my products. Here's something about me. Probably not interested in that. We learn to create curiosity. Suppose you got an email that said, guess who died? Well, the house is on fire. You've got to call 911. But first, you got to open that email to find out who died. We create curiosity in many aspects of marketing, not just emails. And then we learn to answer that curiosity in an entertaining and fun way. And in the process, we also deliver our message. In the Entertainers Marketing Academy, we teach you exactly how to do that, but you can apply this now. Action step number 3, ask yourself, how do I create curiosity in my communication with my clients? How do we make money in the entertainment business? First, we learn how to generate a qualified lead. We learn how to build trust with that lead. We learn how to deliver extreme customer service, how to close the sale, and then how to generate shows from the shows that we generate. Are you ready to learn how to book the gigs, make the money, create the products, create sales from those products, and then raise your fees? Look, you've waited long enough. Don't procrastinate any longer. Take action now. And I look forward to teaching you everything I know about making money in the entertainment business.
What's shaking, guys? We are back, and as you see, I'm not alone this time. I am joined by Mr. Matt Fore. Matt, how we doing, sir?
I am spectacular. How are you?
I am great, and I want to say a big thank you to you, first of all, for joining me live today. I know you are a very busy man, so thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon.
I got all dressed up for this.
Yes, I can tell. It looks good. Let me give the guys the wide shot, the big shot of you there. There you are, chilling out in the studio there at the Matt Fore Empire. All right.
I got on clean socks too, but I don't think we're going to be able to catch that.
Maybe later. Maybe later. All right. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us, guys. I'm excited to have Matt with me. I actually knew Matt as a performer. I didn't get to know him personally, but I knew of his work, and I got to see him lecture. I forget exactly where it was. But when I was younger, so this is kind of like full circle for me, being on this side and getting a chance to interview him and talk to him. So I'm very excited right now to do this. So Matt has been a professional magician for many, many years, and I'll give you all the details in just a minute by actually asking him to tell them. Who would know more about Matt Fore than Matt Fore, right? And so I'm going to actually have Matt give you a little bit of background on himself, who he is and what it is that he does, and then we're going to tell you all about the brand new Entertainers Marketing Academy that he is excited to share with the magic community now, because there's a great story of why he created this, and I want you guys to know that are watching right now, this is going to be really exciting because Matt has the dream. He's got the dream. He's making money as a magician, and you guys ask all the time, Luke, how can I do that? Help me. What do I need to do? Today you're going to get a little peek into that, and Matt's going to give you all the resources to do just that, so you can start to live your own dreams. All right, so Matt, a little background on you, sir. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
All right. That's a pretty broad question, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but I like them, so get to it.
How much time have you got?
We got plenty of time, Matt, just for you. Plenty of time.
I think we'll skip past a lot of it, okay? Just for entertainment value.
All right.
Yeah, I am a full-time comedy magician, and that catches people off guard a lot of times. They're like, "What?" And you know, when you do this for a living, and you know this, a lot of the entertainers on here know this. People want to know, well, what do you really do? What's your real job? What do? You can't be serious when you say that you're a magician for a living or a comedy magician for a living, but that is what I do.
It can be done.
It not only can be done, you know, but when you hang around in those circles, you realize that you're not as strange as people think. There are a lot of other people that make a living as an entertainer, not necessarily a magician, but a magician, a juggler, a ventriloquist, a speaker. You know, there are a lot of ways that we really can make a living doing what we love to do, simply because there are a lot of people out there that need what we can offer them.
Right. Yeah.
And we're able to do that.
Especially these days. Yeah. They need us more than ever these days.
That's right. If you ever doubt that, just go to a banquet, maybe one that you're invited to, and just sit in the audience and watch what happens when they don't have good entertainment. And you'll hear the clinking of silverware, and someone will get up and they'll make some jokes that don't really work, and someone will speak and they'll go too long, and it's not a great event. And they really need us, whether it's a corporate banquet, a conference. I do a lot of faith-based things. I do a lot of church events. Churches need people that can come in and do this and give a message. Schools is a great market. Libraries, birthday parties. You talk to children's entertainers, and there are many of them out there. I talked to a friend this last week, and we're going to do an interview, and he's like, "Well, I don't really have that much time right now because between now and the end of June, I have 87 shows."
Oh my God!
Just think about that. How many venues are there? From all the way from preschool, which I don't do, to libraries, schools, churches, blue and gold banquets, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, corporate banquets, company dinners, picnics. I mean, and they do the same things over and over, and they really need us. They need us as much or more than we need them.
Yeah, no, very well said. Very well
Yeah.
said. Yeah. So you have a very long history of being a performer. How many years have you found this to be your sole income? That's the big question. People always want to know, well, you're a magician. Well, okay, how long have you been doing it?
Well, you know what? My stock answer when people ask me that, they say, how long have you been doing this? Well, I've got a couple of them. One of them is I started last Thursday. And I said, I started last Thursday, but I worked all weekend because I tried to make them feel secure, and it's going to be a good show.
Right.
I mean, I put a lot of work into that this weekend. And the other one is I started at 12. I look at my watch and say, and then at 12:30, I took a break.
Love it.
And I started back at 4.
Oh, dude.
One of them are true. Neither one of them are true. I have been doing this full time without anything else other than, just products and teaching my course, 25 years.
Wow.
Full time as a magician. And it really goes way back before that to where I had a real job. I never say that actual word.
Job.
I never say that word. But I had a job for a long time. And I worked my way up to it without having any help.
Okay.
There wasn't anybody to teach me what to do, how to do it, to have the right mindset or a strategy. Had nothing. But that goes back a long, long time. And then I used to tell people how long I'd really been doing this, and it made me sound old. So I'm stopping at 25.
All right, that's fair. All right, but you have a lifetime of experience. We'll put it that way. I like that, lifetime experience.
Yeah.
So
lifetime of experience.
So you've been around this stuff for a long time. We all know that now, and you clearly have found a way to make a living doing this, which a lot of people are jealous of. They want to do that. So we are going to be talking about your Entertainers Marketing Academy today.
Okay.
Can you give the guys an idea of, I guess, where it came from? What was it born from? Because I know you have a little bit of a story that you were telling me about, going through some tough times and stuff, and then you kind of found this bright light in your life that kind of helped you to take everything to the next level. And now you're going to be sharing this with other people. So I guess some of the backstory on the why and maybe why people, or who needs this,
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit more about the academy there.
Isn't it funny how when you hear entertainers talking, or really even on social media, and you hear people talking, a lot of times you get the good side of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't really get the downside, the bad side, what really is going on, because everybody wants to put up a front that, hey, things are going good,
Yep.
Maybe they're not. So having done this for a long time, and I mean, I've worked a lot of different venues. I worked the cruise ships, some television, the Magic Castle in Hollywood. I've performed out there a number of times. Most of the shows that I do are banquets, conferences for corporations, churches, and also I do school assemblies, libraries, and just things that people do, real life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But 2007, I can remember, and you may remember 2007 and a little bit before that, when the phone would ring and you would answer the phone, and there used to be a guy, Luke. There used to be a guy, and he was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, "Are you open on this date? And how much is it?"
Mm-hmm.
And you'd say, "Well, yes, I am." And you tell him how much it was, and he'd say, "Put me down." Mm-hmm. And that was great back in those days, where you could talk to this person and just book the show right on the phone. But in 2007, the economy peaked.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize what was going on. 2008 got harder, 2009, 2010, and many entertainers and many businesses, period, were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're doing entertainment as a hobby, maybe it's not that big of a deal, but
Right.
for me, it's real. I mean, you're talking, we're a mortgage, kids, groceries, medical insurance. It's real life.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. And so we had several bad years in a row, and I didn't know, are we going to be able to? Only thing that I knew to do was what I knew to do.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I knew to do to book shows was what I had been doing. And that wasn't working anymore. And every year we were going down.
Got it.
I didn't know what to do. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, I was scared to death. And I prayed. I'm like, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I got connected with a man who is one of the best marketing coaches in the world, not for entertainers, just for any kind of business.
Got it.
Doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of communication back and forth with him. And I had the opportunity to be a one-on-one personal student with this coach.
That's cool.
But the problem was it cost almost $15,000 for 1 year.
Oh, God.
I could have bought a new pontoon boat
Yeah.
for what it cost.
Yeah.
Then, imagine explaining that to your wife over dinner.
Oh, my God.
So I got this idea. And I told her what was going on. And of course, we just kind of laughed about it. There's just no way we can do that. But my point was, if I don't invest, if I don't dive in, if I don't learn what I'm doing that's not working and what I can do that will work, we're going to spend all this money anyway, because we're going to spend it on bills that come in with no income or little income.
Right.
And so I took the dive, and I ended up over 2.5 years. I invested over $30,000 in coaching, one-on-one coaching, 2 and 3 classes a week, trips to West Palm Beach, Florida, daily accountability as to what I was doing with my time, from the time I got up to the time I went to bed, every day for 2.5 years.
Wow.
In accountability. That's a lot of time and a lot of money. And after about 1 year of this, I was lecturing actually for my magic lecture, Practical Magic, at Cadabra Conference in Pigeon Forge.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know. I talked about how people only give you the good side, and you don't really see what's really going on. And a lot of people are hurting. They're scared to death. They don't know what to do next. And I did my lecture, and I just told these guys, I said, look, I've been doing things differently now for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that I was doing, I'm not doing anymore. And I'm doing things a completely different way. It doesn't make sense, but this is what's working. And I said, I will teach you what I know if you want. I'm going to create a course. And I didn't know if anybody but me needed it. And I'm telling you what, Luke, they just flooded my table.
That's cool.
And that's where it started. That's where I never intended to teach this. I only intended to learn it. But when I saw what it was doing for me, and I would say to my good friends, I was like, man, I have to tell you what I'm doing. This is not like what we've been doing. We're not buying lists and mailing to people. We're not doing cold calls. We're not email blasts. We're not just mailing random flyers out to people. We're not doing random stuff. We have a strategy now and a plan. And it's revolutionized people's business.
And how long ago did that happen when you first did the talk and you saw the interest there? How long ago was that?
I'm thinking that it was 6 years ago.
Okay.
It might have been 7. I can't remember, but it was about 6 or 7 years.
Okay. One really big question, and actually I want to jump to a real quick question for you. This is a really brief one. Then I want to get to the main question here.
Okay.
This one comes from Facebook.
I know him.
You know him, huh?
I know that guy.
My buddy Alex is saying, out of curiosity, what profession did you have before the full-time Magic? So, again, we can make it really brief, but because you did make a jump at one point, what were you doing before
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. So before this, I'm very proud to say I sold health insurance, life insurance.
Okay.
I was in sales,
Got it.
and they gave me. And before that, I was in the jewelry business. I was just an employee in the jewelry business. So I've been in sales, in jewelry, insurance, whatever. And when I got into insurance, they wanted to pay me straight commission. Well, first I got paid a little bit, a week, and after that was out, they were paying me straight commission.
Okay.
So basically, they wanted to pay me what I was worth, and I just had to tell them I can't live on that.
No. All right. This is a more specific question to the course,
Okay.
because you mentioned that you went to something originally that was geared towards marketing for the mass kind of business world, entrepreneurs and business and things like that. How is your course, this academy, different than what is out there already that exists when it comes to just general marketing courses?
That is such a great question. This coach that I had coached all kinds of different businesses, and the people would come and say, well, my business is different. It's not going to work for me. But the same kinds of principles work in every single business. Now, what I did was I took these principles and I applied them to the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. So when you're reading the course, when you're listening to the audios, all the teachings have to do with you communicating. Well, there's so many things, but it has to do with communicating with people in terms of entertaining them, in terms of their event. And so I took these things that work everywhere and honed them down into a language that's about entertainment.
Cool.
That's what I'm not smart enough to come up with this stuff. I'm telling you. And let me jump in with this, Luke.
Yeah.
When I would do a coaching call, it might take 30 or 40 minutes on the phone.
Okay.
At $1,000 an hour, 30 or 40 minutes.
Wow.
That adds up. In that 30 or 40 minutes, I might come away with one or two nuggets, one or two things that, okay, this is, and the light comes on, and you go, oh, I get it. And you write that down and you apply it. And over a period of, when you take all those nuggets and string them together, then you kind of weed out all the stuff that didn't apply, and you've got a string of gold nuggets that do apply. That's really what we have.
And so, more specific to that, then, can you kind of give a summary of what people will learn with something like this? Because that's the big question: is, okay, well, I hear what Matt's saying, that there's this way to make money with magic. But that's, still leaves a big question. Okay, what is this? Like, what is, what's in there? What am I going to learn? So I guess from a bigger, take the broad question and kind of condense it into the specifics. Okay. What are people going to learn when they, pick this up?
That's a really great thing. So we'll talk about that just a little bit. That is so hard to do because it's so much. But I want to condense it just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let's say you're sitting in your office, and you need to book shows, you need to make money, you want to do this for a living. What is the one thing that you need first before you can move forward? What's the one thing that you must have? You must have a qualified lead, right? You have to have somebody out there who is not just a lead, but a qualified lead. So I'm going to give you the formula for this course. And here's the formula. A qualified lead plus building trust with that lead plus closing the sale equals success.
Okay. And
there's 10 hours worth of information. So let me tell you the difference between that and the formula that most people follow and that doesn't work. Okay. Instead of a qualified lead plus building trust plus closing the sale equals success, Here's the other formula. A lead, not a qualified lead, but a lead plus closing the sale equals failure.
Mm-hmm.
So we have got to learn how to generate qualified leads. Imagine if you took all this energy that you spend on following leads, and instead of doing that, you first learned how to generate a qualified lead.
And can you, and I don't mean to be so naive to this because I know what this means, but the people that are watching, there's some guys out there that are a bit younger. When you say
Yep.
the word lead, can you let them know like what exactly that means when we're talking about, the business
awesome.
world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can get a lead anywhere. I can order leads. I can go to the library and get leads. I can swap business cards with people and get leads. I can meet all kinds of people. They're just leads, but they're not qualified leads. So let's just say I ordered a big list of 1,000 people and I print up a flyer and I mail it out to all those people. Listen, I've done this so many times. I got a list of 1,700 associations and created a postcard, and I mailed all those postcards to the associations. And guess how many qualified leads I got? 0.
Oh, wow.
I got no calls, I got no emails, I got nothing because they don't know me and they're not qualified for me. So I'm going to identify what a qualified lead is. So you can see that a lead is just anybody you want to mail to, email, call, whatever. Here's a qualified lead. A qualified lead has 3 components. Number 1, they have the problem that you can solve. Now, a problem might be that they need entertainment. That's not a real problem, but that's what we're going to call it. They have the problem you can solve. Number 2, this is where people miss it so bad, is that they have raised their hand and they have said, in response to something you've done, I would like to take a closer look. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not I'm going to buy it, but I like what you're doing, or I'm interested enough to take another look. That's 2 things. They have the problem and they've raised their hand. Number 3, this is super important. They have the funds to buy what it is that you offer them.
Mm-hmm.
So how many times have we worked with somebody and we get right down to, oh man, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. And the last thing you do is give them the price. And then they go,
yeah,
we've never spent that much. There's no way. So first of all, when we know what we're doing, we bring in the qualified leads without wasting all this time and money and energy on non-qualified leads. And once we have them there, then if we jump right in to close the sale, we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it. Like imagine you planted a seed and then you went out the next day and you dug it up to see how it was doing. We have to learn to cultivate a crop of leads who will end up being raving fans of what we do, who are going to book us over and over and over again. So we have a qualified lead who has the problem, who's raised their hand, and who have the funds. Now imagine we build trust with those people, and in just the right time, when they need us, because we know how to communicate with them in an effective way, that there's so much to it. That they communicate we communicate with them in an effective way, that they want to hear what we have to say. And when they need us, I mean, it's already done.
Yeah.
It's already done. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like, there's a lot of details in there, of course, because it's over 10 hours of material. Is there something, what's that?
I want to jump in there.
Yep.
We have honed this down to about 6.
6 now. Okay. Gotcha.
And you're going to get them in 12 30-minute sessions. I think the first one's 23, and then the rest of them run about 30. So we broke it up, in that, in where it's very easy to hear and listen and follow.
Okay. And if someone wants to get the golden nugget right now? What can, if someone says, okay, this is great, but like, give me an example, like maybe something I can do right now.
Okay.
Do you have like something maybe,
Yep.
and if you don't have anything, it's okay, but do you
No,
maybe?
no,
Okay.
I'm happy to do that. I'm
Okay.
happy to.
Okay.
And I want to emphasize this too, Luke, before I just forget it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've taken a lot of courses. I've been to a lot of classes, and one of the problems that with some courses is that you get a whole lot of what to do, right? You get a whole lot of what,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get home, and the how is really not explained.
Right.
People assume that you know things you don't know. They're giving you instructions, and they start with step 3. The Entertainers Marketing Academy is about how.
I love
You're
it.
not going to be left wondering, well, what do I do? If anything, it is how to a fault. I mean, when I talk to people on the phone about this, and I'll ask these basic questions, I'm surprised, and shouldn't be, that they really don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about something very basic. So this is really a step-by-step program. I'm talking about, I don't know if I can do this on camera or not, but this is the manual. This is rewritten, and it takes you from the very beginning all the way to the very end so that you know what to do. This, and I'm going to show you this, it's probably not a good camera shot. I actually wrote this and thought I was done. And I said, no, we have got to, actually, my wife said, people really want to be able to do this on their own. They want to be able to work through it. So we have a separate workbook. This is called the Marketing Study Guide and Plan.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the workbook and the audios in the study guide. But we can get to that later. But I just want to emphasize that because I've been to classes where they just fire hydrant in the face. You come home, you got all these great ideas, and really you don't know how to get your fingers into it. And that's not what this is about. This is going to teach you from start to finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you've obviously, I asked you earlier, how long ago was it that you started to share this information with people? And I think you said it was about 6 years ago. Can you give us some examples of what some of the people have said after they've taken the course? Maybe some highlights or things that you might have, had stand out to you, that you shared this with someone that might have been struggling and they said, oh my God, this is now my life is like this, or, I guess in general, what have people said that have taken the course? We'll get to that.
Yeah. I want to do that. And then I need to get, because I skipped your question on the gold nugget. So
yeah, I forgot about that too. Sorry. Sorry.
Let's do this and then I'll come back.
Okay.
I have a file folder here in my office of emails that I've gotten from people telling me, just thank you for teaching me what you know. I mean, when you look on the Murphy site, you're going to see our ad copy. I don't know if you can see this. Mm-hmm. And then you see this entire page is full of reviews from people. There are more reviews here. These are just a few of them. But the reviews that I like the most are the ones that I just get randomly that I didn't ask for. I'll get a message on my machine, or I'll get an email from somebody that I got not long ago that said, hey, I just want to let you know that I had the best year this year I've ever had because of this program.
Oh, wow.
Or I booked, this is my best year by thousands. It was so cool when we first started because I would get emails, and one guy said, I got my investment back the first week. Huh. I hear this stuff, or people tell me, I've taken a lot of courses. This is the first one that really made sense. This is the first one that I actually, got my hands into, and you really are teaching me what to do. Because I really think people, and some people are like you, they're very techie and they grasp all this, but a lot of people really don't. And this is not a techie program anyway.
Right.
It's not I'm very techie challenged. I mean, I'm the only guy. My cell phone has a rotary dial. That's how techie I am, and yet I can do this. So there's just tons. If you go to the Murphy site and you click on the Entertainers Marketing Academy. Just read the ad copy and then scroll on down, and we put some of the reviews there. So
I put a few of those up on the screen while you were chatting right now, so they had a chance to see some of the quotes from people. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to the nuggets.
All right, I'm down. You got chicken nuggets today? Chicken nuggets?
Yeah, that's right. Let's do a couple of.
All right.
I've written for success.com, entrepreneur.com, the Huffington Post.
Nice.
And one of the articles that I wrote in Entrepreneur was about our Entertainers Marketing Academy that we did here live in Johnson City.
Mm-hmm.
And I scared the guys to death. They came from all over. And I told them before they came, I said, I want you to bring a list of 10 to 20 past clients that you just haven't called on in a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. Just bring them. Bring their name, their phone number. They had no idea what I was going to do. And so we were talking about a program that I call the reactivation campaign, which we also emphasize that it is non-sales. Non-sales. This is so important that we approach people in a way that is non-sales. What do you do when you get up in the morning and you open your emails? What do? You look at it and you go, delete, 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 because you don't want to hear from them, because everybody's trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
So here's the reactivation campaign. And in our course, we really go into detail about this. So it's really not fair to just throw this out, but just so you know what it is, this is what anybody watching this can do. Get a list of 10 to 20 past clients, and rather than call them up to sell them something, just update their information. That's all you're going to do. But you got to really get on the phone. You got to really call them. And you're either going to get a voicemail, you're going to get a receptionist.
Touche.
That's what Mr. Howard said from the Zig Ziglar Program. By the way, I was a coach with them for about a year and a half, and another coach too. There's a bunch of stuff in here. So you call these people up. You're going to get the voicemail, the receptionist, or you're going to actually get to talk to them. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we've got all their information correct. The first thing we want to know is, are they alive? Because if they're not, you need to take them off your list.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in the same position? Do you have the right address, the right phone number, the right email address? And we're just simply, there absolutely is nothing threatening about this whatsoever. When I sent these guys out to do that, they were scared to death. But you know what happens when you pick up the phone and you call a past client and you get them on the phone and you talk, I'm just updating, just want to make sure you're still there. And I always say, make sure you're alive and kicking. And, just a little something to break the tension, if there were any. And in the process of updating, you get to talk with them and just say, what have you guys been doing for your entertainment, in the last couple of years? Oh, we had this guy, that guy. They might say, we've not been doing entertainment in a while. We just been doing in-house stuff. Or maybe it's a school and they say, we had a magician last year, or we had a ventriloquist last year. Or it's a church and they do an outreach event and they've done in-house entertainment, or they had a juggler last year, or whatever. You get a chance to just re-engage with them. And in the process of that conversation, they'll say, there's just a million things that can happen. Mm-hmm. They might say, well, we're going to, is this something you're going to do next year? Yeah, but they haven't planned their entertainment yet. Okay. When do you plan it? Well, we don't start looking at it till September. That's great. I'll just make a note. I'll follow back with you. Yeah, that's great. And I'm glad you called. And we reactivate. When we did this in our live conference, there were 2 people. I think we had 17 in the class. There were 2 people that booked shows on the spot.
Just from following up on whether or not the information's updated. Yep. That's great.
Yep. There were other people that had new opportunities that opened. There were new appointments. When the guys went out of the room, I sent them out of the room. And we had gone over this. It's all in the course. What do you say? How do you say it? What are you doing? What do you do if you get a voicemail, a receptionist? What do you do if you get the real person?
Mm-hmm.
So we'd gone over that. But when they left the room, they were nervous. I'm like, you guys are entertainers. You're nervous to make phone calls? Like you never made a phone call? Why? Because everybody's on social media. Everybody's behind an email. Everybody's doing something, whether it's Snapchat, Twitter, whatever we're doing, we're mailing something. And they were nervous and they were scared and they kind of hated me. And when they came back in the room, Luke, I'm telling you what's the truth. It was electric.
That's cool.
I mean, it was so exciting. There were so many stories to tell that we just couldn't stay on it. We just had to keep going, or we would have run out of time. But you can just go. You can go entrepreneur.com, Matt Fore, and I forgot the name of the article, but there's several there. It's something about 3 ridiculously easy things you can do to reactivate your business. It's something like that.
I love it.
And you can read about it right there. But that that is something that anybody watching this can do right now, and you'll just amaze yourself what can happen. Can I give you another gold nugget? Do you have time?
Dude, it's up to you. Do you have the time? We're here for you. So yeah.
I can tend to get excited.
All right, love it.
But here's the problem with emails, and we have to do emails. They're a big part of our program, but nobody wants your email, and nobody cares about you at all. I'm sorry, I should have told people that up front. You need a tissue. They don't want to hear about you. They don't want to hear about your show. They don't care what you have to sell at all. They delete anything that smells like you're selling something. Is okay. So here's what we have to do. We have to give people what they want. Think about it. We have to give people what they want. And inside of what they want, we get an opportunity to tell them about what we have to offer them. And I'll give you an example of this. I get a bunch of emails every day, but every day I'll get an email that says a daily joke. Well, I don't have time for that, but I open it up anyway because I have to read the joke. I have to read it. Most of the time it's terrible. But once in a while, it's hilarious. And I have to open that email up, even if I'm busy. So we learn how to send an email that when people look at it, they go, oh, I got it. I got to open that. I have to. And one of the ways we do that is what we put in the email, which has to be very quick because people don't read anymore. They scan.
Yeah. Well said.
If you're sending a newsletter, if you're sending something that's going to take them more than a minute to read, they're not going to read it. They're going to scan it, or they're going to get used to not opening it.
Yep.
But we send them something they want, and the subject line has to catch them. I call it a curiosity subject line. You create a following with a curiosity subject line. They learn after a while, this is kind of a joke, but they have to open it anyway because they're reading it and they go, who died? Somebody died? Or you're giving away a new car or whatever. There's so many things that you can do that after a while they learn, man, this guy's just always sending me something crazy, but they have to open it up. And your open rates go up because people want, and they'll even say, man, I love your emails. I'll ask people, do you get my emails? Oh yeah. Because there's always a funny quote, and there's several funny quotes in each one. So they have to open it up. And let me tell you another thing. I put a funny quote down at the bottom. So they read the salutation in my funny quotes. There's one down at the bottom. They know it's at the bottom. I tell them it is. They have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to get to the funny quote. And in the process, they see a testimonial. And right next to the quote at the bottom, there's a PS, which has a call to action, and it's always in there.
Love it.
There's a consistency to it. There's a reason for it. There's a subject line. It all ties together, and it makes sense. So we'll put quote in several quotes in there, like this one. Sometimes I use big words I don't understand just so I can appear to be more photosynthesis.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And I also want to make sure that the people that are just joining us know we're chatting with Mr. Matt Fore today. He is the creator and author of the Entertainers Marketing Academy. We're chatting right now about some of the tactics that he's used and actually some of the stuff that you can find in the course. The big question mark all of us have at one point in our magic careers, how can I make money with magic? And Matt has put together a course specific for entertainers. And Matt, that's a question that someone asked a few minutes ago. I'd like to just highlight real quick, because some of the things you're talking about, as a magician, you're speaking more about yourself as a magician, but our buddy Alex is asking, is the course focused towards magicians or entertainers in general? He said, sorry for so many questions, just trying to understand. So
No, I am so glad he asked that, Luke, because I would have hate to have thought that we got through this interview and didn't make that clear.
Okay.
This is not about magicians.
Right.
This is not about magicians. This is about, are you an entertainer, or do you want to be an entertainer? Whether you are a juggler, a magician, a balloon artist. I have one student who plays the guitar and sings, and he does these events at churches where, without getting into it, that's what he does. And it's about providing entertainment. It's not about, national television entertainment. It's about what we do to make a living, which is the kind of stuff that most people listening to this are going to do. They're going to do schools and libraries and churches and corporations and all kinds of banquets and Rotary. They're just it's real life entertainment, whatever your art form is.
Cool. All right. Thanks for answering that, Matt. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you give us kind of a quick overview of the format of the course? Because how is it presented? How do people process it, digest it? Things like that.
Yeah. So you're gonna receive a manual. What we had before was a manual that was a 3-ring binder. If we can get this on the camera, it was about that thick.
Oh, let me go back.
All printed on one page.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, some of it was written in a conversation style. Some of it was just questions and answers. Some of it was just quotes. It was disjointed. And it went along with our CDs, and you got all the information, but some of it was here and some of it was there. And when I approached Murphy's about it, and this was what I told them. They didn't tell me this. I said, this thing needs to be redone top to bottom.
Okay.
So the Entertainers Marketing Academy was rewritten, all of it in conversation style. And what you receive is, first of all, the manual like this. This is so much not about buying a book.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a book. This is a program that teaches you step by step what to do to earn income in this business. And man, I'm telling you, this has changed my life. It has changed the lives of so many people. I mean, I can't emphasize enough what this means to me. And I can't take credit for it, other than to condense it all and put it into a language for entertainers. This is the manual that you will get.
Okay.
This is the study guide. We talked about this. This is separate. When you get your manual, you'll open it up, and there's a postcard in there that gives you the user and password to the Murphy's site specifically for the Entertainers Marketing Academy.
Okay.
That's where you're going to get your 12 audio sessions. So you're going to go through the manual step by step. And then also, this is a book that I wrote called The 5 Essential Elements, and we're going to throw that in just as a bonus.
Nice.
When you get the course. But what I suggest for people is that, a part of this is that you got to prepare yourself. You got to change your mindset. You got to get a higher mindset about who you are and what you can do. And we talk about this at the very beginning. But put yourself on a schedule. Get up in the morning and do one of these sessions every morning. Just go through the entire thing. Get a good overview of what you're doing. Then come back, start at the very beginning, and begin putting these action steps into place. So that and it is all here. I mean, start to finish, every detail to a fault. You might even want to skip ahead if I'm going too slow, but that's the process. It's all put there in audio, book form, and study guide marketing plan so that you can actually get all of this yourself.
Love it. And again, guys, this is, been rewritten, since the original version. And that's what's exciting here is Matt's kind of learned along the way of what works even better than what he's given you to begin with. So that's really cool. And again, guys, if you've ever wanted to take the jump, can be a very, very scary thing from going to hobbyist, part-time magician to full-time performer and making a living, Matt has presented this here. And I know that this course may be over the head of some, but there's a lot that want this and that need this. And it's great to have this available to the masses now. And I'm going to continue to pop up a few of the spots, some of our featured dealers that are carrying this. But if you've ever wanted to make a living doing something that you love, look at the types of things that Matt's talking about. This course in particular, not as something that you're buying, but as something that's an investment for your future and actually living life on your own terms.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Luke, there are a lot of people out there who maybe are part-time, they want to be full-time, or maybe they're full-time and they made 40 or 50,000 last year, but they've never made 80, they've never made 100. That's who this is for. Maybe you just do magic as a hobby, and maybe you made $1,000 last year or 5,000, and you want, you think, if I could make 20 or 25 doing this and keep my job, that would make a big difference in my life. So whether or maybe you haven't done anything at all, there's a whole chapter in here called "How to Break into a New Market," and we can go in a lot more detail about it, but there are ways just to break in.
Another good question, is the course for beginners or is it okay for intermediate and experienced too? So that's a great question. It comes from my buddy Alex over on Facebook.
So when you say beginner, I guess it's hard we need to clarify. Do you mean a beginner magician, like you just started doing magic, or a beginner in business? Let's say you're a beginner magician.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you're a beginner magician. One of the things that I assume, and we don't get in this like we do in my practical magic lectures to talk about doing a quality show, but you want repeat business, right? You want people to say, "Boy, I like that. I want so I want you to to come back and do it again." So if you're a beginner magician, it is helpful, but I want to say you really need a show that people will enjoy. And so my advice to absolute beginner, when I say beginner, I mean like you just walked into a magic shop, you're not really a magician, you just bought a bunch of tricks. Then I'm going to say, put together a little show. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about getting paid. Just go places where they need entertainment. Go to the nursing homes in Korea and just go in and call them up and just say, I want to come and entertain and get some experience as an entertainer. Because if you're a great marketer, we had this problem one time with a group that I won't go into detail, but we had this problem where there were some people who really didn't have a good show and they marketed it like they did and they charged too much.
Okay. And
so you want to have a good show, a good show, but you don't have to be a professional magician by any means to benefit from this.
He mentioned something more that it was for him more about kind of new to the business side of things, because he's saying in this day and age, a lot of us think we're pretty good at marketing and social. I think that's one thing, Matt, is that a lot of people think that, oh my gosh, social media is right in front of me. I can just, that's such a easy thing to think. But like what you're talking about goes so much further than that. But I guess people that are just new to business in general, is this something that they could grasp, or do you think that this might be a little bit too advanced for someone that's just kind of getting into
it? Absolutely not too advanced.
Okay.
Some people are going to think it's not advanced enough because their mindset is the social media. So let's say that you spent $5,000 on a website and you got your name out there on Facebook and you boosted the post and you just were really out there in social media and you got tons of likes and tons of shares. Here's my question. If you're going to do this for money, the question you have to ask yourself in whatever marketing you're doing is, did I generate a qualified lead? because you cannot pay bills with likes and shares.
Well
You
said,
can
sir.
spend
Well
tons of
said.
money on branding and logos and websites and all this stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. That can be part of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But are you generating a qualified lead? Are you building trust? Are you converting them? Are they love? Are you creating raving fans? Are you getting checks? Are you getting shows from your shows? That's what we need to know. And you can have lots of accolades, no checks. When we do this for a living, we need to get paid, and that's what this is about.
Right on. I want to give a shout out, by the way, Matt. One of the hardest working guys that I know is watching this now. His name is Stephen Brundage. I don't know if you're familiar with Stephen's name.
Hi, Stephen.
Stephen appeared on America's Got Talent last year, and he was working the streets before that. I don't mean like just, whatever. He was doing busking and stuff like that. He appeared on America's Got Talent, and his career has just gone to the roof. And he had a nice comment. He said, it's so true. When you start, you need to get good before you can start making money. I think that is one step a lot of people try to skip, is the hard work to get good before you start charging the money that you should be.
Well,
so
what he's saying is true, but you can be a beginner and take your beginner show to a beginner place.
Sure.
And just start and build that up. And the more you do it, some of my friends, one in particular, will write a new show every year, and he'll go do it. And he'll say, the first 3 or 4 times I do it, it's really not good. But by the end of the season, it is fantastic. and that's how you get good, is that you go and perform. Yeah,
Steven's saying here he performed. I'm just going to pull this up. He said, I did magic for 15 years before I got paid. There's no shortcut for success. And I have to tell you, man, if you haven't seen Steven's work, he is living the dream as well. And it's nice to see someone like him on here because, it's a lot of people think, Matt, that it's too intimidating to try to be a magician and make a living doing it, or that it's, it just can't happen. And it just, some people just got lucky or whatever. But there is a formula. There is a way to do it. And that's a lot of what you're presenting in this course. And I know that a lot of people can be very excited to know that there is knowledge out there. It's not just buying tricks. This is so much more. This is what I like to call the real work.
This is the real work. And one thing about being a magician is there are many avenues that can take your magic into places. Mm-hmm. For example, if you do library shows, they're not just booking you because you're a magician. They're booking you because you can entertain kids and because you can inspire them to read. If you're going to do schools, the magic takes you in there with a message about drug prevention, character education, anti-bullying. Churches lend to many good, solid messages, which I do. You go into a corporation, they might book you just to entertain them. But imagine if you've got a message that you can do on team building or, whatever it is that you want to do. We learn to add value with what we're doing. And we talk about that and creating products and creating value. Do you have time to tell one quick thing?
Yeah, the floor is yours, Matt. Yeah.
Run on here. But this is something that the entertainers run into all the time. Because of the age we're in, you get an email that says, "Are you open? How much do you charge?" That's what they want to know. Are you open? How much do you charge? And we're in this quick world. And so we email back and we say, "Yeah, I'm open. This is how much I charge. Go to my website and take a look at it." And that's the end of it. That's the last you hear, because you haven't done what we call created a value that exceeds the price. That is so important. How do you engage this person in such a way that you don't lose them, and you can create a value that exceeds the price, and then you close them after you build trust. It's just it's so good. It'll just change you when you learn how to do things this way. You'll wonder why you ever did it the other way.
It's like the bright, the light bulb moment, I think is what a lot of people call it, the old light bulb moment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so a couple of more specific questions. We've gotten a lot of good information from you here. Let's get some of the more specific information from you here, Matt. What's the price tag on the Entertainers Marketing Academy course?
It's $1.5 million.
Done.
When I first put this product out, I taught it live.
Okay.
And I sent sheets to people through email. That here's what we're going to do tonight. We did it live, and when it first came out, it was $897. That's when we first started.
Okay.
We condensed that down to the conference version of it, with a 3-ring binder, for $397. When you talk about these kind of prices, it's almost funny, that people spend thousands of dollars. They go to a conference for a weekend to learn, to have somebody teach them how to make money, and they spend thousands of dollars to learn how to do something that generates money. and so much of it is too much information, a whole bunch of what, not enough how. No clear instruction on what to do. You kind of buy it, you get excited, then you're left like, now what?
Mm-hmm.
We have condensed this down because the audios are online, the manual's here, the study guide is here, the book is here, and people can buy it for $295.
Dunzo. I mean, I
don't know. It's like when you tell somebody, if you're in corporate and they say, how much do you charge? And you're not $5,000, they don't think you're good enough.
Well, I will say that a course like this is pretty much the equivalent that you would spend to go to a magic convention. And for me, I don't think that you would get nearly as much out of a convention as you would on such a dedicated thing with this. So, there's no airfare. You don't have to worry about flying somewhere. You don't have to worry about getting a hotel room and food, paying for the convention. Now, you're going to learn how to take yourself to the next level as a performer, which actually equals dollar signs. Which, and I know you were joking before that, this costs $1.5 million. It might not cost you $1 million, but it'll sure make you feel like $1 million when you start making money as a magician, right? So,
seriously, if you get yourself up to $100,000 a year doing magic and you do it 10 years, you really did make $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's absolutely right.
Can I ask a kind of a general question, Matt, with being an entertainer, and then I'm going to get back on track here. This is just something that I'd like to ask you, magician to magician here. People that are on that fence, that want to be in the position that you're in as a performer, can you share maybe just quickly some encouraging words or maybe a little nugget of wisdom to take the chance, which sounds easier than it sounds for sure. You could say it and just do it, but can you maybe share some encouraging words to people that are wanting to do it, but maybe they're afraid or they just don't know if they can do it or not, So.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you what I've heard my coach say so many times, and that is the business is there. It is there. It's all around you. You might not know how to get it yet, but it's there. And instead of having to invest $30,000, you invest $300 and you get one birthday party show or one school assembly, and there's your money.
Yeah, it pays it back.
It's really ridiculous the amount of not just information, but seriously step-by-step instruction on how to do this to earn money. You know what? If you don't like it, we'll just give your money back.
Wow.
We're really serious. You'll actually see that online.
Well, geez, all right.
I'll give you 60 days. We do want you to engage the steps, but honestly, if you if you don't make $300 in 60 days when you're trying this, you should get your money back.
Wow. All right. I hear you. There was another question for you along those lines, and that was, what if I take the course and I feel like I need more help? That is a good question for people because they feel like, okay, well, I'm here, but I just don't, there's something I just need to know. What would you say to people that get to that point?
Yeah. So I don't like to be baited. I've taken so many webinars where you take the webinar and they kind of teach you something, but then when you actually get it, you realize I'm not going to be able to do this unless I pay you more money. Right?
That's fair.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
This course is it's all inclusive in what you need to do. But having said that, in the back of the manual, there is a page there that says, if you want one-on-one coaching with me, and I have to limit it because there's a lot of people, and I'm a full-time performer. I'm not a full-time lecturer, teacher, marketing teacher, but I do one-on-one coaching. And if you do this course and you just want one-on-one coaching, you can purchase an hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, whatever you need, and we'll do one-on-one coaching, and I'll walk you through it.
Cool. All right. That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never want to be left hanging. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right on. So we talked about the price tag. Where can people pick this up? Where can people pick up this awesome course? I have some sources listed on my own end, but you're the man, so I'll step back and let you take that, I guess. I'm going to bring the places up on the screen as you're talking about.
Yeah, we've made the connections with several dealers that we know. Of course, this is going to be out all over the world very, very soon. But there's those dealers that I think I'm not seeing your page up there.
We got our friends from Vanishing Ink Magic, Andy and Josh. They are carrying this.
Awesome.
So those guys are carrying it. I'll pull up another source here so you guys can see where to pick this up. Another one of our featured dealers is Hocus Pocus, hocuspocus.com. Great guys. They're also carrying the course, Matt. And I have one more lined up here for you. I'm going to bring that up here on the screen. Our other friends here. Merchant of Magic. These are the guys over in the UK. You can go to magicshop.co.uk. You see that right there on the screen. And it is also available there. Those are just a few of the featured dealers. I'm sure there'll be more carrying it, but those are the few of the ones that we have been working with to get their hands on it, so it's available to their customers right now. So there you go.
Yeah. If I can brag a little bit,
please.
Patrick at Murphy's has seen everything that's come through, and I got an email from him the other day that he said he thinks this is the best thing that he has seen on the market to teach people how to grow their business.
Wow.
And that just meant the world.
That's great. Yeah, he does see a lot. If you guys don't know who Patrick is, some of you might have seen him at some of the Magic conventions. Patrick is one of our purchasers, and so he's the guy that he's grabbing some of the new Magic and some of the older stuff too that's being kind of re-put on the market. But Patrick is the guy that has been around Magic for about 12 years with Murphys, I think, and he sees all the new stuff coming in, and so that does say a lot about this for sure from someone like Patrick.
It goes way back. I have my DVD comedy routines and my 6 minutes. Both of those I work with Patrick, and they've been out quite a while. So he's been there quite a while. Yeah.
Right on. All right. Well, do you have any final words for us, Matt? I think we covered pretty much a lot of the big topics when it comes to what you can find with this course, what you can expect, who's it for, and exactly the type of format, how it's laid out. It is a very easy to digest system, which was important to Matt. And that's why I think you did some of the audio stuff, because for me, it's like that's pretty much just like having you there, just walking through it and hearing the details and all that. So I like that you went down that path.
Yeah, we audioed them and made it to where they're small bites, about 30 minutes each one, and you're going to get 12 of those. They're going to walk you step by step. The audios correlate exactly with the manual, so you don't get confused. It's not skipping around, and you're going to be able to follow it step by step. Yeah.
All right. But any last thoughts from you, sir? I'm gonna, the floor is yours. If you want people to keep up with you or check out, more stuff about you, whether it's on social media, your website, or just some final words on this project. This is a labor of love for you. It's something that's close to you, and so if you have any final words to say about it in general, like I said, the floor is now yours. So go for it.
Well, I want to thank all the people who have been with me from the very beginning, and when I first offered this to people, and they're still there. I do emails of tips and strategy, and these guys have become my friends. And, magic is a very small world that we live in. It's a very small world. And when you put a product out and it's got your name on it, you got to believe in it. Because if you don't, the word is going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
If it's good or bad. If you've got something and you don't really believe in it, whether it's a trick, a course like this, a DVD, whatever it is, you need to make sure that it's real to you and it works for you, and don't just do something, to make a quick buck, because it's going to come back and bite you.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, this has got my name on it, and that's a very valuable thing to me. I don't know how the critics will see it, because you've got to actually do this course and put it into action to see the results that comes from it. But this is about real people having real results. It's not pie in the sky. It's not high tech. It's not just a whole bunch of ideas. And let me say this. When you're going to market, there are a lot of different strategies, and you have to know what strategy you belong to. There are a lot of different philosophies about marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are all about social media, all about video, all about this, all about that. And I have a friend that wrote a book called Stop Chasing Influencers, because people will run and do this and run and do that, run and do the other thing, and you end up exhausted. So if you're going to take on a strategy for marketing, you need to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We need to know where we're starting and where we're going to go to generate a qualified lead, to build trust, to close that sale, to create a raving fan, to generate new shows from the shows that we just created, and then do it again, over and over again, without chasing. One of the things you can say about this course is all the stuff that's not in it. There's a whole lot of marketing and philosophy and strategy that's not in it, because we're not chasing a lot of different rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
We know exactly what we're doing from start to finish. There's a whole lot of things you're not going to do, and they're not bad, but we're not doing them here, because this course is about building relationships with people and building trust and learning how to generate shows from those relationships and raving fans that book us over and over and over again. It's how you make a living doing this, and you can't make a living with all the social stuff, as great as it is, and it's not bad. But this is a way that we make a living with real people, with real results. That I guess is the crux of it.
Cool. All right. And if people want to kind of keep up with you, I know you kind of touched on not overusing or overvaluing social media, but as far as you being online, if people do want to kind of see where your stuff is, maybe a website address or somewhere to see what you're up to, can you share some of your information so the guys can?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and of course we do social media. We're not against social.
Yeah, of course. Just don't make it your one sole thing. Yeah,
you don't make it your one source.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
My name's Matt Fore, and I'm easy to find. Do I give the website?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. You can go to mattfore.com.
Who would have thought?
I came up with that.
You came up with it. Actually, I think your parents did, but okay.
mattfore.com. There you go. You can go there, and you can watch the video of. You can watch the video of the show. The corporate show. Just a little clip of the corporate show. Cool. And of course, I'm on Facebook. Pop over there and say hi. Let's be friends. Would just love to communicate with you. Lots of my friends on Facebook are entertainers, so I'd just love to have you as a friend. Pop on over and say hello.
Cool. All right. Very good. Will you be appearing at any conventions, whether you're on the bill or whether you're just going to be hanging out? Anything coming up soon?
Yep. I will be entertaining. This will be my third trip. I'll be doing the Fellowship of Christian Magicians next month in June up in, I believe it's in Indiana. Mm-hmm. The next convention will be the Winter Carnival of Magic. I'll be performing there. That's in March of 2018.
It's a fun one.
So I'll be doing a magic lecture. I'll be on the show. All the products that I have. I'll have a dealer's booth. Love doing magic conventions. And then the next one, I'll be performing at the Battle of Magicians, and that's coming up in May of 2018. So I'm around. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the information, sir. And again, I want to thank you for your time. We're pushing the 1 hour and 20-minute mark, so I'm going to start to wrap this up unless you feel like I missed any of the details you were hoping for people to hear from you. So,
well, I just want to close with something that Steve Martin said that I think is very wise.
Okay.
And he said, for an honest opinion and the correct time, call anybody at 3 a.m.
Jeez. And with that said, that is Matt Fore, ladies and gentlemen. That is Matt Fore. Awesome. Matt, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to wrap up the show. I'm going to let you run, and
Okay.
we will touch base after this. And a big, big, big thank you for your time and answering a lot of the questions along the way. And I'm going to get to some of the other lingering questions from the live viewers after this. So thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Luke. Great being here.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, my friends, and there you have it, our live chat with a great human being and an amazing magician as well. It's so awesome when you can hear the passion when someone really does love what they do. And you can see it. It's no surprise that this man loves what he does. And it's great to see that you now have the power in your hands. It's out there. It's available if you want to do this. And I mean, look how young the guy looks too. I mean, good God, he loves what he does, so he looks good. I mean, come on. That's what you can do. If you love what you do, it'll keep you young forever. Yeah. But in all seriousness, guys, I do get asked a lot from you, whether we're here on YouTube or Facebook or even when I do the Instagram live chats, that how do I do it? You know, how do I do it? And I try to give you advice along the way. I don't know nearly as much as Matt does, but I think one of the important things is you got to be willing to do the work, whether that is this course or just in general. You got to be willing to get out there. You got to be seen. You got to be, you got to get that exposure. This course will definitely zero in on a lot of the details that'll help you to know what to do to take your magic career up a notch and to bring in more money, because that's what a lot of it comes down to at the end of the day is I love it, but I have to do other stuff to make money. Wouldn't it be great to just do magic for a living? Matt does it. It's pretty awesome. So, and you guys are awesome for hanging out today. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I am going to give some shout outs along the way like I always do here on YouTube. Let's bring you guys up. I see some of our friends here. Bring up the YouTube page here. Gaff Magic, how we doing? Phil Hanlon, nice to see you. Greg Williams, Brandon, nice to see you too. I've been seeing a lot of other friends out there along the way, so I just want to give a couple shout outs to you guys out there on YouTube. Of course, over on Facebook, I want to make sure you guys get a couple shout outs along the way too. So I'm going to pull up some of this for you. Stephen Brundage, of course. Stephen Luke text or message me after this. Sounds great. I would love to have Stephen on one of these shows too. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have Stephen come on if he's available. I know he's very busy these days, performing and traveling the world doing that. Again, another guy doing what he loves. Life is good. You just got to be willing again to do the work to get there, Thank you, Daniel Ricks. Glad you enjoyed the talk. It was a lot of fun. You guys, man, Matt will crack you up. You got a little taste of this guy's humor. The guy's hilarious. Let's see here. Zachary, nice to see you out there as well over on Facebook. Alex, thank you for tuning. I know you had to run, take care of the kiddos. See Luca chilling out there earlier. Matthew David Sheely, always a pleasure. JB was out there. Kevin, nice to see you. Chris Ronick, Bro Gilbert, nice to see you. Ben Cook, always a pleasure. Jared McMullen, always thank you for all the help, always, Jared. Nick Marshall, great to see you out there. And so many others have come along the way. Glenn Yost, another friend of mine from North Carolina. Dave Loosely, Jeff Simmons, and they go on and on. So we've had a lot of friends join us. They had to go, and now we're going to go in just a minute and wrap this up. Again, if you guys do want to send in your video clips, so for some of our other shows we do, because we do feature your video clips, you can drop us an email, social@murphysmagic.com. That is the place. Also, if you want to ask magic questions, you can do it there. Or more specifically, try to use our social media. Our Facebook page is a great spot for that. Murphy's Facebook page, drop us a message. Or over on Instagram, you can use that too. Speaking of Instagram, we are always doing these. We're doing a lot of deck giveaways recently. If you want to have a chance right now to win a deck of these guys, these are the brand new Revolution playing cards. If you want to win them, I put up a post yesterday telling you how to do that for you and a friend to get a free deck. These are now actually available from your favorite dealer too. There's been a lot of hype on these, and you can now pick them up, so stock up now. And you can also win some, so make sure you're checking out our Instagram page. I also go live over there a few times a week, so don't miss that, okay? All right. We'll be back again next week. I might have another guest. I'm working on the details, but I have a feeling it might be Mr. Woody Aragon to talk all about his brand new book. That'll be a lot of fun, so stay tuned to our socials for all the updates on that. I usually schedule those out for you so you know when they're coming. And again, special thanks to Matt Fore for his time. I'm going to pull up a few of those spots one more time so you guys can see exactly where to pick up the brand new course from Matt. So One of our places to check it out is Hocus Pocus. That is hocuspocus.com. A great resource there to pick up the brand new Entertainers Marketing Academy. That is just one of the spots. Here's another little peek at it, a more specific look at it right about there for you. All right. Another good spot to pick that up. Our buddies over at Vanishing Ink are also carrying this right now. That's vanishinginkmagic.com. Andy and Josh have put that up on the site for you guys. Again, here's a closer look at the product. And our buddies over in the UK talk about the Merchant of Magic guys. They got it too. They've got the Entertainers Marketing Academy. That is magicshop.co.uk. Get it today. Check that out. And good luck to all of you that are going to take that jump. You know, I really hope that someone out there, even if it's just one of you, I hope one of you decides to take the jump. And I'd love to hear your story after the fact that you decided to make magic your life in a very, very big way. So that's it from me. All right. Thank you guys for all the great questions, for hanging out, for joining us. It's good to be back. I was on vacation last week. If you guys are just wondering, that's why there wasn't a show last week. I was getting away for a little bit, but I am back. We'll be back again next Wednesday. That's the plan. Noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So thanks for checking us out today. We do these shows for you each and every week. We're so proud to do it. Well, except when I'm on vacation. But every week we're here for you to answer your questions along the way. I know there's a lot of magic coming out on the market. If you have questions about this stuff, whether it's for you or not, don't be shy. Hit us up. Let us know. We're here for you. That's one of the really fun things about this job. Not only do I get to talk to people like Matt Fore, but I also get to see the latest magic before you guys get to see it. So if you have questions about it, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay? That's it for me. My name is Luke Dancy. I'm your host each and every week. Had a blast being here for you once again. Can't wait to do it again next time. All right? So thanks, guys, for all the support, all the feedback. If you are a new viewer, make sure to tell me how you found the show. All right? That's it from me. I will catch you guys on the flip side.